Here's Brody Brazil.
Well, this is a topic that has existed for almost a week now. It's something that I never initially documented or covered here on the YouTube channel, but that was always my aim to get around to it. And now there's a new development, a new wrinkle to this process. The city of Oakland has actually entered into the conversation. Of course, we're talking about how the Oakland Ballers wanted to lease the Coliseum for just one day and one game this summer, and that the Oakland A's have denied the Ballers that as part of their existing 10-year lease at the Coliseum. I'll get to in just a second how the city's gotten involved and what they said and what their angle is on all of this, but I want to say the purpose of this video is to simply try and see this from every single side, from the A's perspective, from the Ballers' perspective, and I don't want to speak for either entity, but I'm really trying to paint the best picture possible here of what exactly is happening. And let's actually begin with what the game plan was from the start. The Ballers want to play a baseball game June 29th, 2024 against the Northern Colorado Owls. The Ballers say that they had worked hard to get a lease squared away and signed. They said they already had their deposit paid as part of this lease, but that eventually all of this was denied by the A's when they caught wind of it. They denied the opportunity for the Ballers. So let's get to the Oakland interjection here, and this comes from the city council level. A letter from Rebecca Kaplan, who is an at-large council member, and Kevin Jenkins, who's a council member that represents District 6. This letter is written to and directed at Oakland A's team president Dave Kaval. It says, "We, Rebecca Kaplan, council member at large, and Kevin Jenkins, council member for District 6, are writing to you as we serve as the two City of Oakland representatives on the Oakland-Alameda County Coliseum Authority Board. The board oversees the Joint Powers Authority, which manages the Coliseum and Arena as a jointly publicly owned facility of the people of Alameda County and Oakland. We've been working to increase bookings and revenues at the Arena and Coliseum, bringing in more events, expanding local jobs and economic opportunities, and expanding revenue to support vital public needs and protect taxpayers. For example, see the news clip about the 2023 success at the Arena and Coliseum. This effort is important not only because of the positive community energy that is created by the experience of shared sports and entertainment events, but also because these are taxpayer-owned facilities, and when they do better financially, more money is made available to support essential local public needs. For example, recently the City of Oakland was able to fund a major investment in improvements to 911 dispatch, including better technology and more personnel to be able to respond to an essential public need. The money to do this important work came from these successful efforts to bring in more bookings and revenue at the Coliseum and Arena. We have been informed of your recent communication to the staff at the Coliseum in which you seek to block a new local team known as the Oakland Ballers from playing a single special event game at the Oakland Coliseum in June of 2024. We believe that the date they selected was one that you, the Athletics, did not request or need. In fact, your 2024 schedule has been published, and the date requested did not conflict with your schedule. If you believe this was in error and you plan to use the Coliseum on the specific date requested, please immediately clarify that to us in writing. If, in fact, you are not planning to use the Coliseum on the proposed date, we would seek to clarify why you would have the facility shut down and vacant on a date when we could have an event that generates jobs and revenues. Your email to the Coliseum staff seeking to block this event did not provide any information about what your specific concerns are. It is our understanding that you, in fact, stand to actually make money on the event, including from food and beverage expenditures. If you are concerned that there would be a cost to you if this event occurs, please clarify that to us in writing, including what the specific cost you believe it would cause. The Oakland Athletics appear to have expressed the desire to prevent the Oakland Ballers from playing on a single day in June 2024, a date which you had previously said you did not need or want to use the Oakland Coliseum. Blocking the Oakland Ballers will deny the Oakland community and neighboring fans of the game of baseball from enjoying a community-oriented event. Furthermore, blocking this event from moving forward will negatively impact local jobs and revenue. We are not aware of any impact that would warrant blocking this event. Therefore, we request that you write back by January 12th, providing any explanation of any costs or reasons behind your claim. We would plan to discuss the matter at our upcoming board meeting. We hope to work together to find a solution that centers on the community's needs and benefits everyone involved. And it's signed Rebecca Kaplan and Kevin Jenkins. Okay, again, we'll try and see this from both sides. Obviously, the Ballers, they want to make a splash in 2024. They're brand new. They've got a lot of work to do. They're trying to get their name and image and likeness out there and awareness out there, and they're trying to create a sustainable future for themselves, and it usually needs to have a good start. So that's very clear what they're trying to do, what they're trying to capitalize. It also would seem that they're trying to send a message to the A's. And with the potential departure of the Oakland A's and potentially 2024 being their last season, again, all of that is out there but not officially known. The Ballers are not afraid to, again, send a specific type of message that they would even like to play a regular season game in their Pioneer League at the Coliseum, which baseball-wise has always and only been home to the A's. I'll also tell you that this was a very creative idea on their part, and it wasn't easy or cheap. Again, the idea didn't cost anything, but actually putting it together, putting a deposit down, committing to that financially was going to be a certain and probably significant expense. And I realized they might do pretty well in selling tickets for an event like this, but it was also their plan to give away a ton of free tickets to youth baseball teams and community organizations. So in terms of how much this was actually going to make them versus cost them, the idea was ambitious at the very least, in addition to creative and probably thoughtful with good intentions. But the attention here is probably the biggest win for the Ballers, because if this went off, they get attention. In this case, even if it doesn't go off, they're now on a lot more people's radar. So understand, when you're the new person to the party, you're just seeking a platform, you're seeking attention. Obviously, they wanted the stage of the Coliseum, but their name being publicized, their existence being out there, all of this inevitably benefits them as well. Okay, let's look at this from the A's side of things. First off, they didn't have to go dig into some archaic paperwork. This is part of their contract, reportedly, that no other professional baseball team can play a game at the Coliseum. And maybe that's part of an in-season thing. Maybe it's year-round. From what I understand, that's the clause that they're pointing to in the contract that says we are the exclusive professional baseball team that plays games at the Coliseum. And again, their contract is not new. This exists, apparently in black and white. Apparently they have the absolute right to do this. So again, it's not a loophole, it's not a flaw, it's something that is black and white in ink. And maybe from the A's side, again, this is not to speak for them, there are possible logistical usage concerns, like what might happen to the field that they pay for and maintain throughout the season, and if it gets torn up, and that's not worth letting somebody else, kind of borrow your car or live in your house. And there's a reason why I don't just let every single friend drive my car or stay in my bedroom. It's just some things are personal to you. You want to protect them because you feel like they're yours. Obviously, in this case, the A's may be soon done with the Coliseum, not this season, but at the end of it maybe, or maybe after several more years. So I do understand the double-sided nature of that. But again, it's possible logistical concerns. They don't want somebody else using their stuff, using their space. It could also be that the A's realize their situation and they're back and forth with the JPA, the Joint Powers Authority, with the City of Oakland, with the County of Alameda, whoever it is, that they just want to play hardball here. And maybe this is a way for them to say, we don't want to give you something that you want, and we have every right to not give it to you, so we're just going to play everything out, by the letter of the law, so to speak. And so maybe it's just as simply as that. It's an opportunity they could provide the Ballers, but they've decided not to because of the situation at hand. But there is also this, that maybe a Ballers game, a one-off, like a one-time event in June, should be great weather. I mentioned all those tickets and people that they were going to invite, probably free of charge. A Ballers game for a one-time activity like this maybe it draws 45,000 people. And maybe with the nature of an Oakland A's season, as they normally go, 81 home games, there's not one particular big draw or another. Maybe the drone nights or the firework nights or the team that they're playing. And this is kind of the nature of how A's games have gone lately. And now, especially with all the recent developments, the crowds are not expected to be big by any means this season, all things considered. But maybe the A's are a little bit concerned about the contrasting visuals of what happens when they play an entire homestand right before and right after, and their attendance is what it is, as opposed to the Ballers maybe drawing 45,000 for a single game. Again, a little bit of that is apples and oranges, and if you're the A's and your plan was to leave Oakland anyway and depart and go to Las Vegas, that should all kind of be water under the bridge and stuff in the past, and there shouldn't be a concern about it. But perhaps the image of that, the image of attendance, is also something that they're considering and something that they're concerned about. I doubt that would ever be fully recognized or officially commented on, but I think everybody can understand that would be part of the equation here of why they might potentially say no. So this seems like it still exists. This is just something that came up about a week ago, and it might have started and stopped all right there with the A's denial, but the city council is deciding to kind of keep these developments going. We'll follow it. We'll see what happens. I don't know really what to expect out of this, but it sure is an interesting back and forth between the city, the Oakland A's, and the Oakland Ballers. You made it here to the end of the video. You know I appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. Also, don't forget, subscribe to the channel so I can definitely see you back here next time.